Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is Jawahar Alvi. I am a board certified behavior analyst. I am a doctoral level clinical psychologist. I am an international behavior analyst. I am the CEO of BASES. I am the CEO of Once Upon Rehabilitation Services in the Chicagoland area. I am also on the IBA advisory committee. I'm representing Pakistan. I am one of the senior BCPAs in Pakistan who's trying to bring evidence-based practices to Pakistan. I was supposed to be there for this event in Pakistan, but unfortunately I was not able to come because of some issues, logistical issues that happened. But my team is there and my team is supporting you guys, and we are very happy and very blessed that to date there are a lot of things that we have done while forming the board of behavior analysis. We are not only disseminating evidence-based practices, we are also now trying to bring a lot of ethical cultures back into Pakistan. We are training a lot of therapists. We are serving a lot of children. So we are trying to make a lot of improvement in the children that we serve right now. We are trying to train families. We are also working very closely with the International Board of Behavior Analysis. We are translating materials for them in Urdu so that our population in Pakistan can, easily access those services, and as they access those services, they can understand what actual ABA is, and language should not be a barrier for them. And one of our efforts, I would like to give a big round of applause to Ma'am Fariha Kashif, who is one of the behavior analysts in Pakistan, and she has helped organize this huge, she has helped us organize this, QABA event in Pakistan, where the QABA team is coming to visit us. And this is a huge thing for us that our team, QABA team, has come to Pakistan, to meet the people over here, to let us know about their services. And that after the Board of Behavior Analysis pulled out, we had to come up with our own board. But in the meanwhile, these two boards, the QABA board as well as the IBA board, they are helping us, find our place over here. And mostly IBA has helped us a lot, and now the QABA also is stepping in to help us disseminate ABA practices in Pakistan. So, I wanted to be there. I wanted to be a part of this amazing journey, because this is one of the first of its kind behavior analytic conference that is happening, or a seminar that is happening in Pakistan. I urge all of you to go to these conferences. One is happening in Islamabad, the other one is happening in Sahiwal, and then there is one that is happening in Faisalabad also. And what you're going to see over here is there's going to be different kinds of. So now I would like to talk to you guys about my part, and my part, the one that we are supposed to talk about today, is cultural competencies and cultural humilities. So what I would like to talk about, guys, is I know that there are a lot of other people who are going to talk and introduce BASES to you, and how we started BASES, and my team is going to let you know that how BASES was started, what are the how it came into being. But I would like to talk about just briefly about what are cultural competencies and what is cultural humility. So basically what we see is कि जैसे जैसे थोड़ा सा मैं उर्दू में भी अब बात करूँगी कि जैसे जैसे हम ये देखते हैं कि अभी हमारी जो दुनिया है वो बदल रही है, लोग बदल रहे हैं, और हम ये देख रहे हैं कि हमारे पास डिफरेंट रिलीजन्स हैं, डिफरेंट कल्चर्स हैं, तो हमें अपने आप को उन कल्चर्स के साथ अडेप्ट करना है, बिकॉज वी आर कॉल्ड एज एलाइड हेल्थ वर्कर्स. एंड एज एन एलाइड हेल्थ वर्कर, our responsibility is to take care of the kids and the individuals that we serve in a very nice manner and in a very ethical manner. So basically cultural competency is the ability ability to work respectfully with people from diverse cultures while recognizing one's own cultural biases. So उसमें अब ये आ जाता है कि we are going to come across a lot of different people which are going to come from different cultures. अब जिस तरह हम पाकिस्तान में रह रहे हैं तो पाकिस्तान में रहते हुए हमारे पास बहुत से different cultures हैं, जिस तरह सिंधी हैं, उसके बाद हमारे पास हैदराबाद से लोग हैं, हमारे पास पठान हैं, पंजाबी हैं, फिर हमारे पास सिख आ जाते हैं, फिर हमारे पास हिंदू आ जाते हैं, क्रिश्चियनिटी आ जाती है. तो all of these are different religions and different cultures, and we are coexisting with them. So when we are coexisting with them, this is our responsibility that when we are in an allied health field, when we are in allied health care, we are supposed to respect people from different cultures, different backgrounds, and we are also supposed to keep our own cultural biases in check. Now, there is a book by Bailey and Birch, and the name of that book is Ethics for Behavior Analysts. And in that book, they also even mention about Shia and Sunni therapists, and they say that if you're a Shia Sunni therapist, you're going to a Sunni's house, and if you have any kind of bias in your heart, you have to take that away. And if you're a Shia's therapist going to a Sunni's house, you have to take any kind of bias out. And if suppose you're not able to do that, then this is not the right place for you. You should not be working in this capacity. What is cultural humility? Cultural humility is the ability to recognize one's own limitations in order to avoid making assumptions about others' cultures. So suppose if we are working with other families that are belonging from other cultures, we have to recognize कि हमारी limitations क्या हैं, what can we work with and what cannot we work with. And after we recognize this, we don't want to make any assumptions and we do not want to make any mistakes when we are working with any person who is belonging from any other culture or any other religion. So, when we are working in this field, and because we are we are allied health workers, we come across different cultures, different barriers. And when I was working in Dubai, right now I work in America, and I come across different families. ठीक है, मेरे पास जो है Arabic families भी हैं. I have families that are coming from different backgrounds, like Syria, Algeria. Then I have families that are Jews. I have families that are Christians. I have families that are, that are atheists. So my thing is this: that when I'm working with these families, first of all, I am an allied health worker, and after that, I am somebody else. I cannot be a behavior analyst and have a bias for anybody else's culture. So, for example, when I was working with when I was working in the field of in ABA, and I was working in Dubai, I worked with a Christian family. They were from Italy, and when they were in Italy, what I saw is that they would have like alcohol at home, which is not, which is haram for me, and they would also be cooking, some things in the kitchen that are also not halal for me. So they would offer it to me, and they would be like, "We are having lunch or dinner. Would you like to join us?" And I would tell them, "No, I do not, eat these things." And usually we're not supposed to eat or drink at a client's place, anyways. But then they would ask me, and I would say, and then they started asking questions, and I would tell them, this is not. This is prohibited in our religion. And slowly, with the passage of time, what I saw is that they liked me so much because their child was improving, that they stopped taking out those things in front of me just because of mere respect. But I did not make them feel that they have to feel bad about it, or they cannot eat whatever they eat because of me. It was just out of love that they stopped taking out alcohol, or they stopped cooking pork products in the house when I was around. But this was out of their love. But I did not have any bias for them. So suppose if you have some feeding programs for the children in which you have to teach feeding to them, and there is something in there that you do not eat. Now you have to understand and realize at that time that are you able to come up with a middle ground where you are comfortable in feeding that child, or you cannot do it at all. And suppose if there is a point where you feel like you cannot do this at all, that's the time that you go and you talk to your supervisors and you tell them that, hey, I cannot do this, you have to come up with another solution for this problem. So this is what cultural competency looks like, and this is what cultural humility looks like. Going further into the depth of cultural competencies, another thing that I wanted to talk about was that what cultural competencies or cultural humility incorporates a lifelong commitment to self-evaluation and critique to address power imbalances and develop mutually beneficial and paternalistic partnerships with communities. So basically what cultural humility does is that it gives us healthy skepticism. And what is healthy skepticism? I have talked about this many times. Healthy skepticism is, when we have healthy skepticism about what we are doing, and this gives us that balance of, are we doing the right thing or we are doing the wrong thing? And when we keep on practicing cultural humility and we incorporate that into our treatment, then we are doing a critique of, it's a lifelong critique of how we are supposed to work with our clients and with their families. Also, we need to understand and realize that in America, it's a melting pot. So there are many nationalities, many cultures that are over here. But in Pakistan also, if you see, there are a lot of cultures over there. So for example, I have families over there that are from, many different cultural backgrounds, और हमें उनका culture सीखना पड़ता है, क्योंकि जब तक हम उनका culture सीखेंगे नहीं, हम उनके साथ काम नहीं कर सकते. And this is one of the points that I brought up at a conference that I went to. I am working with a child who has severe autism, and this child is a Muslim child and he goes to a school system. वो सिर्फ इस वजह से suspend हुआ है from school because he was doing the wuzu ritual at the school. तो वो जो wuzu का ritual अपने school में कर रहा है, तो वो उसको उन्होंने समझा कि ये OCD का behavior है, and because of OCD what they did is that they took it as he has OCD behaviors, and when they are trying to redirect him from the sink, he started to fight them, and instead of them understanding his culture and giving into it and helping him through the process and them redirecting him, when he gave them pushback, they suspended him. And that's what I asked the BCBA at school and also the teachers at school कि आप जो इस बच्चे को suspend कर रहे हैं, आप इसलिए suspend कर रहे हैं कि आप इसको punish कर रहे हैं, because punishment procedure is a procedure that decreases the future frequency of the behavior. But they did not have an answer to this. So therefore, we are punishing kids because we do not understand the we do not understand their culture, and we do not have the cultural humility to understand their culture. And this wasn't till the time I went to that IEP meeting and I explained to them that they understood that why he's having this ritual. So this cultural humility is a lifelong critique that we have and we do for ourselves, and it is mutually beneficial to all the partners in the community. The concept and the process of cultural humility is meant to replace cultural competencies. So cultural competencies basically is a concept in which, we are looking at the competencies of the culture, that are we competent enough to culturally identify other people. So for example, अगर हम लोग जो है अभी आगे मुहर्रम आ रहे हैं, तो हमारे कितने थेरेपिस्ट हैं जो ऐसे बच्चों के साथ काम कर रहे हैं जो कि शिया फैमिली से बिलोंग करते हैं. So are we ready for that? Do we know what their culture looks like? Do we know कि उनके घर में क्या होता है, उनके घर में किस तरह से गैदरिंग्स होती हैं, सब कुछ होता है. And I'm sure कि आप लोगों के clinical settings में, in your clinical settings, you have kids that are from the Shia families. So how are you going to get yourself prepared for that, for the upcoming events? This is something that you have to look into, guys, and this is something that is so important for you. What if you get a Christian kid in your clinic? What if you get a Sikh child into your clinic? What if you get a Hindu child into the clinic? You have to be aware of their culture, what they do, how they, like, even when I go into a Hindu house, like a Hindu household, I have clients who are Hindus over here. I have to put my shoes outside. I cannot take my shoes inside because, there is a certain way that they are, cleaning up their house. So I just have to be very, very, very careful of these things. So these are all the things that come in cultural competencies. For this particular talk that I'm doing, the article that I'm referring to is Cultural Humility in Practice of Applied Behavior Analysis by Patricia I. Wright, and this was done in 2019. The discussion basically in this article is the field of ABA strives to achieve greater influence and improved outcomes in the application of science. Disparity in the application of ABA exists. The application of cultural humility to the ongoing practice of ABA may mediate this disparity and improve outcomes. There are limited data regarding the cultural bias within the practice of behavior analysis. There is bias everywhere. तो आप लोगों को अपने जितने भी biases हैं, even like with potty training. Do you know that I do potty training for I'm a BCBA. I am the CEO of Bases. I am the CEO of Hours. I am the winner of, Alhamdulillah, 3 international awards. Outstanding Leadership Award, a Global Influential Leadership Award, and I just won another award which my team does not know, only a couple of people know, International Visionary Award. I do potty training of my own kids. I do not let any maid handle my kids. But there is a problem that in Pakistan, I see that my therapists don't do that. They do not want to do potty training for some reason. And I don't understand what is the big deal with that. Like, is it a cultural thing? But for me, I don't have a problem doing that, because if I can do it for my own child, I can do it for any child who comes to Bases or any child that comes to Hours. Because all the children that come to Hours, all the children that comes to Bases, they're my children. They are under my care, they are my kids. And I serve those kids. So I will be very happy to do their potty training, change their diapers, take them to the bathroom. I have no problem with that. And you guys should also be doing this, because this is a part of your training, you training the child as an ABA therapist. The field of ABA is committed to using data to understand, motivate, and measure behavior change. Institutional data on current cultural diversity of practitioners can be measured and reported regularly. So of course, these things are not reported regularly, but on a regular basis, I see a lot of bias in America, in the Middle East, in Pakistan, in many countries. So I think that we should leave these cultural biases to the side, and we should work as a team, and we should make our kids as successful as possible. So this was about it for cultural humility and cultural competencies. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much, Bani, for coming to Pakistan. Thank you, my team, for organizing this event. And thank you so much to Ma'am Fariha. Thank you, Saima. Thank you, Mehwish, Farhan, Hira, Sana, everybody who has come to attend this event. Thank you so much. Everybody have a wonderful weekend, and inshallah, I hope to see you guys soon.